thorns. All has thorns. Just put your feet up to the edge. Put your face in the wind. When you fall back down, keep on remembering. Every storm runs out of rain. Just like every dark night turns into day. Every heartache will fade away. Just like every storm runs out of rain. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Yes, you're welcome at that time of the week where we come together and talk about something spectacular, something great, something enlightening, something educative, and most importantly, informative. Yes, our silence has remained the veil on widowhood, and the time has come for us to cut the cord so as to unveil the hood. Yes, it takes a voice to get the voices that make that change. This is A Widow's Window, the Nigerian First Family Radio Talk Show where we talk with widows, where we talk about everything in widowhood inside out. My name still remains Stella David Moyem, and I'm co-hosting with Lady Hope of Amana Hope Foundation. We are broadcasting live from WFM 91.7 Women's Radio and also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, it's a great evening. We are scoring a goal. And we want you to join your voices on 07000 917 917. We have a great topic, of recent. We'll be talking about remarriage, we're talking about rebranding, and we're still talking about this gender, woman. You're first a woman before you became a widow, and we're looking at that. Our topic today has to do with what is trending now. Yeah, what is trending? What is trending? Okay. Wike. Governor Wike ends denial of women inheritance in Rivers State. Ooh, should I clap? Yes, I want you to join your voice on this on 07000 917 917 and also to see your comment on Facebook or YouTube. Yes, what says you as a widow, as part of the society? What do you say about this end of the law that now prohibits you say a woman is disentitled to her father's inheritance? And reading from news, we know that Governor Nyesom Wike on Thursday ended the denial of women inheritance, which is prevalent among cultures and traditions in Rivers State, as he signed into law 3 new bills passed by the State House of Assembly. Wike at the Government House, Port Harcourt, signed the law, the Rivers State prohibition of curtailment of women's right to share in family property, law number 2 of 2022, along with other laws. As I jump, he said he's explaining the significance of this law. The governor himself, we know the actual governor, said he couldn't comprehend why it is considered a taboo in many parts of Rivers for female children not to share in family inheritance. He said that because you're a girl, you're a woman, you are not entitled to inherit what belongs to your father. Instead, it's not you who decides having a boy or a girl. It is God. So put yourself in their shoes today. Where God, by God's mercy, you have 3 children and all girls, and you struggle in life to see them what you can keep for them. Then tomorrow, one of their uncle comes and says, my friend, girls do not inherit their father's property. With all your effort in life, somebody comes to discriminate against them. Why? I also went for that to say, we have even found out that women are more useful to us than even the men. The day you are getting old and dying, you will know that you need more daughters than men. They will leave their husbands' houses and come to take care of you. Yeah. He also asserted that the law is important to the development of the because it will enable people actualize their potential. Very true. And women are allowed by the law to inherit their entitlements, urging women to henceforth stand up for their rights and challenge any discrimination against them in court, armed with the new law. Bravo. So we are looking at River State. We're looking at River State, and women are now entitled to inherit their father's estate, and also anybody that rises up, they should stand for their right by going to court with this new law. What says you on widow's window? We talk about gender equality. That's what we're discussing here. And as a widow, because I read from a source that said a widow is part of the family. She's entitled to. She's part of the family. She's not a stranger, but she cannot sell or dispose the late husband's property. What says you? Please join us on 07000917917. Let's add your voice to this. It's for my own end, it's a plus because, as I said, they have equal rights, gender equality. What is good for the gender is good for the goods, and things like that. So we now know that if this law is passed, what happens to those customary law in the East, where a woman is not entitled to the husband's inheritance? Can I say, in my place, right, do we have such? It will be there, but we're not subscribing to that, because you survive and you work hard for yourself. Yes, we're still expecting comment as we go on a short break. Okay.
So hold your head up and tell yourself that there's something more. Go walk out that door. Go find a new rose. Don't be afraid of the thorns, 'cause we all have thorns. Just put your feet up to the edge. Put your face in the wind. When you fall back down, keep on remembering. Every storm runs out of rain. Just like every dark night turns into day. Every heartache will fade away. Just like every storm runs out of rain.
On the topic on the denial, where Wike ends the denial of women inheritance in Rivers State. What says you? Yes, somebody texted and said, Yomi from Ogun State, he said beautiful. He said beautiful. Please want you to have your voices on this particular topic. Beautiful. Beautiful that he made it here, because as we know, this gender inequality has done cost more harm than good, as we know that some men feel so entitled, they wait for this inheritance and work with it. Please join your voices on this discourse on 07000917917. Also on the Let's Hear You on Facebook, and we're streaming live on YouTube too. Let's hear you. What say you on this particular new law in Rivers State? Should it be opposed? Should it go all around Nigeria, especially the eastern part? This cultural thing. Let's hear you. Okay, let's hear you. 07000917917. For me, I just believe it's a plus on the entire gender and also on widows, because when she has somebody, even if the husband has nothing, when the man passed away, she has something to fall on because she has inheritance from her father's house, and she could start up with something because she has it. Now, if you look at it as a daughter, you tell you, oh, you have left your father's house, you have married to a man, and you have no property here. But with this type of law, she knows that she has something to fall back as a widow. And I know that with such things, many people, many widows, and I will survive with it because they would be fighting properties. They would be like, for example, I met a widow recently. The man just died, and we're talking. Said the man himself, the family refused having a hand in the burial. The woman has 5 children. The man died like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And when I asked how far the burial, I said the family said they are not involved in themselves. That the man has 4 girls and a boy. The boy is the first son, 20 years old. That the man, the widow and the son should find a way to bury their father. It was really, it's a pathetic story. But all in all, if she has a property, because the condition they gave her is that sell the land or sell your property and use it to bury the man. I was like, well, when will she fall back on after selling the property, to the house or whatever, to bury the man? What will she fall back on? And things like when law like this comes, she has a place the father's inheritance, maybe one room. I can tell you, I've seen widows, usually in this western part, where they have access to inherit father's property, mother's property. And I've seen a widow, a very good friend of mine, she's using the rent she's getting from one of the properties to take care of her children. Despite the fact that she remarried, she's using it to take care of her children. What say you on this particular topic? What says you? Let's hear you on 0700917. Because has done what has he done? He has end the denial of women inheritance in Rivers State. Should other state governors follow suit, especially in the southeast of Nigeria? Because I know such things is not really prevalent in the southwest, because I have a friend, a widow, who inherited some properties, some rooms, and she's using it well. Let's hear your voice, 07917. Okay, as I said, Mr. Emi said it's a beautiful thing. At least they have assurance. Women now have assurance that they are part of the family, not that you are married the way you are married and everything you go with everything. Let's hear you, Lady Hope. I think we're trying to connect with her. We're not getting her. She will join us if she is free. Wike ends denial of inheritance. And also, I just want to chip this in, as I've said earlier, widows, being a widow and you are part of the family. Let me see if I can bring that particular, yeah, let me see, that particular talk said a widow is part of the family, she's not a stranger. She can stay in the husband's house, but she doesn't have the right to sell the property or dispose the property. What says you to this particular statement? Is it doing well, or is it overreacting, or the widow not be able to sell the property? Like somebody just said, Stella, you like your comfort zone? I was like, comfort zone? Okay, I'm staying in my husband's house and I'm good with it. It's my property. I never even one day considered it as my children's property, because it's mine. I told my son one day, I'll give it to you, but for now it's my own. So what says you on this particular this as we await Lady Hope? Yes, and your comments, add your voices to this so that we can all applaud our governor of Rivers State, Governor Wike, and want to extend it to those customary law in the southeast. let women inherit. And he made a profound statement. He said, when the person is dying, that it's only the woman that can leave her husband's house and come and take care of the man. How true is that? So we that have voice now, what should we be saying? Let's hear your voice. Let's hear your voice. As we go on a short break, and we'll come back. Thank you.
It's gone out of pain. It's gone out of sting. It's gonna leave you alone. It's gonna set you free. Set you free. Every storm runs out of rain, just like every dark night turns into day. Every heartache running away, just like every storm runs out of rain. It's gonna set you free.
Okay. Yes, people are adding their voices through Facebook and WhatsApp. Okay, Mr. Ade Shego is saying correct. That is a very beautiful thing to do. He said, "It's." Let me read his comment directly. Okay, he said correct law. I'm in total support. Then we're saying from Facebook we did one of Chukun also said laws are not really the problem, it's the implementation. Yes, he has enacted the law. Is it going to be implemented? Will the woman be bold enough to fight for her right using this new law? Those are what we are asking ourselves. Those are what we want you to contribute into. Then somebody else said, Chukura said that this is the right thing and is very progressive. Very true. He said this law of ending denial is it's a progressive law. And he says it's a progressive law. Then we have Fidelis. Fidelis said that it's a step to the new direction, but the law needs to be implemented. And if it is not implemented, it means that it's non-existent. Then another person said that implementation is not the problem, but what the laws are, but how the law is being interpreted. We have Lady Hope on the line. Lady Hope.
Yeah, good evening.
You
are very, very right. If the law is not being, if we don't make a constructive action, everybody now, it's not just about government. It is about, like what we put on our social media, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It is about now, all the churches have to open up and talk about it. The traditional rulers have to talk about it. The women's organization have to talk about it. The local government area, it will now have to, because Port Harcourt is a small part of the River State. And it's not that I saw it on social media and now go to radio. I will not have gotten that information. As informed or as nearer to the information as I am. But you would have gotten it much later. Then you can be assured that a lot of people is not going to get now. And that's what the biggest problem we have. It's right step in the right direction. When I saw it, I was like, oh, wicked is indeed, there's something about wicked now that is happening all over the place.
I had the part that said that at least if a widow is the husband doesn't have anything, she has something to fall back to if she has inheritance. I have a particular widow that has, this part of Nigeria, this western part, they don't have issues with that. The female child, everybody has inheritance. And when our inheritance was like 3 rooms, and she's using it. She will tell me, I want to go and adjust my room and so that they can pay me. You know, when we have such things, she has where to leverage on because she has an inheritance. She has.
Let me give you an example. Before COVID, sometime in 2019, there's a young lady. She just placed on LinkedIn. She kept commenting because people keep getting interest and everything. It was that was Rose incident during that period. And she now came to my DM and said to me that her mom is a widow, that they are 3. They were living in Port Harcourt. The father died. That the mom had to run away with the 3 of them. When the father's siblings were fighting for the property, they eventually ran out with only their clothes and everything. And the mother has found that even in her grave, in their marriage, that they are not good. She's a lawyer now, she's graduated, the brother. So you can imagine if they had such law. She said, so because they had a property, the father had a property in Port Harcourt. I was like, what was your relationship with your auntie? She said, I said, ma, we used to go to their house and sleep. They come to our house and sleep. My mother was everything to everybody. And as soon as the man died, it became so toxic that the woman had to carry her children for Port Harcourt and run to Abuja.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, we have a comment on Facebook. It says that the law is a welcome development, especially for gender inclusion. So it should be popularized across the country since it's not a River State matter alone. That's why we are talking about it.
And the reality is that, the thing about it, if Port Harcourt can start acting about it, and it becomes what's the word I'm looking for? It becomes an action that is very working.
Implementable, yeah.
It starts working. People are now seeing that the other people will eventually follow.
Yes.
Because it's a lesson for everybody to learn. Yeah.
And there's a comment also said, but the presence of laws like this will inspire people, especially women, to insist on their right and seek redress when need be. And it goes to be said that without the law existing, we won't talk of implementation and enforcement. So it tells you that this law is a plus. It's a plus because there's going to be implementation, there's going to be an enforcement, but the woman have to speak. Things like this, so women will not want to come out, especially, that's why we are bringing it up, especially in terms of widows now. Our own, we basically widows, but we are first women before we came widows. That is why we are bringing this topic. We still want you to add your voice on 07000 and your comments on Facebook as we are going through. Lady, what say you?
Yeah, just like you said, just like we keep saying, information is power. And the reality is this: when we know that the law, you know that we don't want to turn the law. In a scale of 1 to 10, if you put a law there, at least 2, 3 will not want to cross it naturally without any force or safety. Then the other 7 that we want to do it, we now deter. They will now be, I don't want trouble. That kind of
Exactly. I don't want trouble. Okay, we have a caller on the line.
We don't want to do it.
We have a caller on the line. Okay, it's gone. Okay, hello. Okay, let us continue. We will go through.
Yeah, because when you know there's something that says don't do this, naturally a good percentage will not do it. And a good percentage that we want to do it, because two people naturally will not like to do it because of their human kindness.
Yes.
2 traits. So the 8-7 that we want to do it because of their and the devil, the human being is incarnately wicked. The wickedness of human beings. That other person, the 3 out of them or more will not want to do it because they want to get into trouble. Yeah. Now the number has reduced. Then the 5, let's take eventually that will do it. By the time they are penalized, one person, the other four will not do it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Is it because of fear?
Of course. Of course. Let's take for example that there's a judge and nobody wants to go to prison. If I'm Robert, that's your thing. Doesn't want to go to prison. Just want to be and go.
Okay.
So I swear, it doesn't want to be the aftermath.
Or is it because our judicial system takes time to effect justice?
That is another point that we are going to get into. But I believe that if the law is there, then before the judicial system can do what they want to do and everything. In the world of today, with social media, with no person has everybody is the end is the court of its own, and everybody is a lawyer and a judge. So if we have such law, and we now have such action, the persons have double power to get justice sooner, or to even. There was one widow I remember that sometimes some 2 years ago that the husband, the brother and the wife took her shop. So somewhere in Imo State, that they called me. I spoke with her and I invited her to the radio. On the eve of that day, she called me because eventually we have publicized it, not like we used to do, put up our programs. This is what we are going to talk about and so on. Maybe someone that knows them from their village and everything knows. And they said, the traditional rulers of their state called the parents and begged the parents to beg her not to come to the radio, that they will look into it. And that's how she did. And when she said, I said, there's no need of coming to the radio. The only thing is that if they don't do anything, let us know so that we'll see.
Yeah.
Do you see that human nature? Nobody wants to call that.
Exactly.
And eventually she didn't. She just they left her shop. So she wants them to start selling inside her shop.
Yes. On Facebook, there are so many debates on this particular law, and I think it's what continuing next week because our time is up. But before I go, let me read this particular statement. I have to comment.
I even think that we will eventually call some of these lawyers. Yeah. Because they're on telephone call, and let's talk about it. What is the? Because I remember sometimes because they were talking about, and she was the one that brought it to attention that there's a law that you can inherit inheritance as ownership. And it's a big dichotomy. When she put it, I was like, because the previous one you can inherit, you can so where they now say inheritance and ownership. So it's something that we're going to look into more further.
Okay, for the I just read 2-3 statements. One said, let me not mention him. One said Mumulo. Another one said that we will start the debate. Another said, so if you have a half plot and a 3-bedroom flat on it, and 2 boys, you have 2 boys and a girl, the girl will leave her husband's house and come and drag the share of 3 rooms. Pretty war in the name of civilization.
Everybody, let's know that everybody has their right.
Yeah.
If I had the right that we only have a 2 plots of flat, 2 rooms in my father's house, and I have the right to inherit one, and I go to my husband's house and I'm comfortable and everything, I can live for others to live to enjoy it. Because even if they have and you are comfortable, you will buy for them.
Okay, lady Oath. Yes, I know this particular law is going to be open for lots of debate. Next week we'll continue on it, but thumbs up to the gender women and thumbs up to the government. Pray it extends to across the country and we see women fighting for their rights. A parting remark, Lady Hope.
Well, the reality is this. I would like the men to know the women are not fighting. It's not a rivalry. It is just being human.
Yeah.
If you put yourself in that situation, turn the table around, how will you feel?
And from my own end, it's been a wonderful discussion. We still want your comment on Facebook and enjoy a pleasant evening. Lady Hope, catch you on the other side.
Catch you.